So here is the Pink Alpine livery that Alpine are going to run for their first 3 races. One slight change between, well, the biggest difference between that and the current version, apart from mod limitation, is I haven't changed the little A's to the little swirly circular things, whatever that thing is, that Alpine are currently running on this year's car, because I prefer the little Alpine. I prefer a bigger Alpine logo, but that's that would be possible, but it'd take a lot of time to sort of fit in there, and the number sort of gets in the way as well, so it wouldn't be as big as I'd have liked. So there's a lot of fiddling, which takes a lot longer than you think it does. So yes, let's take this Alpine home to France, and more specifically something Alpine can't do in 2023, and visit their home Grand Prix, because obviously Paul Ricard got kicked off, but because this is F122 we can still visit Paul Ricard. Maybe a DLC track? I don't know. For F123 we'll have to wait and see about that. Whether we get any DLC tracks at all, we'll have to wait and see about that. Race strategy, looking at it, is going to be a one-stop obviously, but I'm thinking going soft to medium to soft, excuse me, because it's only 3,000 slower on the delta time there, so that is definitely, should be able to be faster at the end of the race. It would be better get the slower tyre out of the way earlier. As well as fibre lights are out and away we go, and it's the usual start on F122. And we got an Alpha upper inside. We're going to go try and go around the outside. We've gone far too wide. We're just going to cut across there and retain what is P8. Now we can start making attack. Ocon is fighting with Sergio Perez. He's on the medium tyres. I think that's Verstappen also on the medium tyres. Red Bull being placed further down. We made a double overtake at that corner. Here's a replay then. As I say, Ocon and Perez are too busy mining each other, and we just dived up the inside, and it's a nice move. Perez just blocked off Ocon there. No love lost between those two former teammates. There's 2 Mercedes have been placed at the front. Russell having a go at Hamilton round the outside. A nice little move for Russell there to take the lead at the French Grand Prix. Back to our PV then on lap number 1. We're going to have a look at Charles Leclerc, who's been caught napping behind Max Verstappen. He's still there though on the outside. Can we just open the steering and make the position go under up to P5? So here's a bit of a replay then, as Leclerc did not want to give up the position there, but then we tried to force him out of that corner, and eventually got the message that we weren't given the space. And while we were doing that, Ocon was making a move on Perez as well, pretty much the same move as well. So yes, a bit of synchronisation, the 2 Alpine French drivers there. As at the front, that's Verstappen past Sainz. Sainz is on the hard tyres. So, I mean, is Bonotto being rehired or something just for this race? I don't know. But, there should not be a Ferrari on the hard tyres, as we've gone wide. There's a bit of contact with Leclerc as well, but we are able to make it through unscathed. Now we're trying to catch up to Sainz, but he's defending really well. You can't go down the inside there, that DRS zone. Otherwise, unless you really are going to send it, because of your confidence, you're going to get the apex first. Otherwise, the AI will just sweep us. We had a poor exit there. Leclerc pinched into the curb, the inside curb there. That allows us to re-overtake him instantly after a poor exit. And Sainz is in on lap 5 with the soft runners. So, what was the point of putting on hard? I honestly don't know. Anyway, so he's on to mediums, and that's Perez making an overtake on Leclerc. So it's going from bad to worse for Ferrari. Might this be a sign of things to come? I'll have to wait and see this weekend. Speaking of things to come, Magnussen, his Ferrari power engine, has decided it doesn't want to do anymore, and is out of the race with an engine failure. So they has had quite a lot of lockups in testing, didn't they? So I'm sure we might see that a little bit more throughout the season, potentially not going to be as high. Predictions video should be out tomorrow, by the way, as we're going to come into the pits then for one most horrible pit lane here at Paul Ricard. I don't know why they decided not to just keep it open, then keep it open rather than adding that little chicane bit. I don't know why they bothered that. Should have just made it open, and then they could have had a 50-mile-an-hour pit lane limit as opposed to 37 mile an hour as well. Nice stop there by the Alpine pit crew, 2.5 second stop. Both Mercedes are going to go through as expected. I think Verstappen may have jumped them. We'll have to get confirmation of that. But there, unfortunately, is Carlos Sainz. So he's undercut, which is unfortunate for us. But now we're on the better. We're still on the even better tyres now than we were. We should be able to think. Sainz finally goes defensive. So that's just an easy overtake. Allows you to get to the apex first and keep the speed up. And their confirmation there, Verstappen has jumped both Mercedes. Hamilton is back in front of Russell as well, after completing the podium there. As we're watching Ocon, he's got, I think that's Leclerc, but there comes Perez. Perez swoops around the outside. Ocon gets flustered, and Leclerc re-overtakes Ocon. So that's bad news for Ocon. And that is Perez getting past Leclerc as well. So it's going bad for Ferrari in this race as well. But there's good news for us because the two Mercedes are squabbling. Russell's re-overtaken Hamilton. We've tried to go around the outside there, we see, but there's just no way we're making that move. And unfortunately, the top pitting a lap early from our predicted pit stop did cost us a little bit at the end there. We didn't quite have the tyre wear to be able to continue on, but a 34.5 compared to a 34.0, that's not too bad. I have yet for this little series, because obviously the mod career starts on Friday. Before then, I do need to adapt the performance to testing as well. So that's something I've got to do. So yes, so that's where I'm going to leave it today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, see plenty more F123 mod episodes. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day and goodbye.